Sorry. Hi everybody. Tonight we're making pasta carbonara with fresh pasta and peppermint pavlovas with a chocolate mousse. Yeah. Hello, Kim. Yeah, so let's get started with our pavlovas first because they take a while to cook. So we're just going to start with 4 egg whites in a bowl that can go over a double boiler. And then we're going to put 1.25 cups of sugar. And 1/4. And just a pinch of salt. Hello, Allie. All right, and we're gonna whisk this up and take it over to the stove over a pot of simmering water. You don't want the water to actually touch the bowl. But we're gonna have it over it, and the steam is gonna cook our eggs and our sugar together. So let's go over here. So it's gonna take a second for this to heat up, but then after that we wanna keep whisking it pretty continuously so our egg whites don't like scramble or anything. We have our oven at 250 degrees, ready for our pavlovas. I'm just gonna get some parchment on a sheet tray. Hey, Sadie. No. Hey, Andrew. No. Michael? Yes, you took him out, but please don't say you made this because I don't know if I could trust that myself. So I can tell it's starting to get warm. It's starting to loosen up a little bit. So I just want to make sure I'm paying attention to it. So it's going to get really foamy. Hey, Fickle Chef, how's it going? Yes, he's my tech guy. He does a lot behind the scenes. And he eats all the food, so I think he has a pretty good job. Starting to get a little bubbly, so it's definitely heating up. I am doing well. Thanks for asking. Got some good stuff going on tonight. And I feel like you would actually probably like this meal, Pickle Chef. Nothing too crazy. Or nothing, I wouldn't say it's not too crazy, but nothing that's like weird or anything you wouldn't like, I don't think. We'll see. All right, we're definitely getting hot. So we're starting to see some bubbles on top, and this is getting really loose. We're looking for the sugar granules to be totally dissolved and for this to be hot and foamy. So I'll just take some and kind of rub my fingers together and see if there's any granules. And there is not, so we're good on the sugar part. Now we just gotta get a little bit more foam here going. That means we're already starting to kind of whip the air into it. And it's holding on to it. Don't know what pavlovas are. Oh, Allie, I can't make any promises. Your brother eats a lot. But pavlovas are basically like a meringue that have a little divot in the center, and you can fill them with anything. Traditionally, they're filled with like a curd or a chantilly cream and fruit. Tonight we're doing chocolate mousse and just some whipped cream on top of that. That's mostly just for looks. So basically just chocolate mousse and some peppermint candies. Okay, this is looking good. So we're taking it off the heat and we're gonna go to the mixer and we're gonna finish. I'm gonna use pancetta. Yeah. We're gonna finish the whipping in here so I don't have to do it by hand. Just get everybody in the bowl. Thank you for the bits. Thank you, thank you. Lock it down and we're gonna Donna Snipes, hello. Thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, chocolate's my jam too. So we're just gonna start this slow so it doesn't splatter everywhere, and then once it starts to thicken up a bit, we'll turn it up. And right before it's done, we're gonna get some peppermint extract in here. So we're gonna need a teaspoon. So this will just cool and everything will kind of solidify and get shiny, and then we can pipe our pavlovas. Just gonna go ahead and get a piping bag ready. everybody who's just getting on, we're whipping up our meringue for our pavlovas. All right, so I'm pretty sure you can see it's getting white. That means that the egg is definitely starting to set up and turn into a meringue like we want. So it's looking good so far. It just needs to get firm and super shiny. I'm gonna go ahead and put our teaspoon of peppermint extract in. Hey Daydreamer, welcome. We're whipping up our pavlovas now. All right, now we can turn it up. All the way up. And then this is gonna get cool as well. So we're whipping the air into it, cooling it down. So by the time it's done, it should be completely cool. So I'm going to take a piping bag here, and I have a little tip on it. It's just a big round tip. And I'm going to take some food coloring and just stripe the bag. Put like 1 or 2 stripes in the bag here. And then hopefully our pavlovas will have a nice peppermint looking color on them. Ah, got it on my hand. Should be good. Let me wash this off before I get stained for life. Looking pretty good, hopefully. Yeah, keyword hopefully. I already got stained for life too. Those I have gel food colorings and they're so strong. I don't know if I don't think I can do that. Chef Babylon, yeah, hello, thanks for joining. Making some carbonara tonight. All right, let's check this out real quick. Show you guys what we're working with. So this is looking good. We want to make sure we have nice stiff peaks. So when I pick this up, staying like a little peak like this, if you can see it. Hey, lurking is allowed, that's okay. Thanks for finally saying hello. So we are good on this. Now I'm going to put this in our piping bag, and I've folded it over and put it in a cup so that way I can use both hands a little easier. Get it in here. Let's see, where can I put it? Right here. Now I'm gonna try and be careful so I don't mess up our red color too much. Shaking it down a bit. I think I can put a little bit more in there. Okay. Yes, we welcome the lurkers. Got a little color running out the bottom, but that's okay. Well, I probably filled this up too high, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna do individual pavlovas. So I'm gonna try and pipe them into small little nest looking things. And then I like to put a little bit of the meringue under the parchment because it just holds it in place. So it's not sliding around everywhere while we're piping. So it kind of glues our paper down. And I think I'm going to start with a little bit on the bottom, and then we'll pipe around. And we're going to do 2 layers up. You can't really see this one. Let me do the next one over here. So we'll do a base, and then we'll pipe around it. It's looking very pepperminty striped. You see that one? We want to do 2 kind of layers around so that way we have some space for filling in there. Are you able to see them? So we got some peppermint stripe going on. I'm happy with that. And you can do these huge, small, you can do any size you want. I'm just gonna do individuals tonight because I think they're cute. All right, new bag. Let's see if we can make our color a little less messy this time. I feel like every time I use food coloring, it ends up everywhere. I think I just need 1 stripe of color in this one though. Hey, W-Tip, thanks for joining. We are piping our pavlovas now before we get them in the... Oh, hi, Wendy. Piping our peppermint pavlovas. Just gonna put 1 stripe in here this time and see how it looks. You can also do this with like a toothpick and kind of drag it down. But I'm just gonna go for it. Straight in with the color. Get some more meringue in here. Shake it down a bit. All right. Beautiful. I think I'm just gonna pipe 1 pan worth. So 4 egg yolks made whites, sorry, made all this meringue. So it doesn't take a lot. I think I like the one stripe of color better. It kind of looks like more like a peppermint. Okay, so I think that's all I'm gonna do on those. We don't need that many. So these are going in the oven at 250. They take about an hour. And then we'll just turn the oven off and let them sit in there for 30 more minutes. All right, let me put some stuff away. Thank you for the follow, Wendy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's mix it quick, clean. I think we're gonna for our chocolate mousse. Well, I don't think. I know we're gonna need it. Follows away from 100. Yay! I think we can get there by the end of the year. That's our goal, at least. Clean off our whisk also. Definitely need that later. Okay. Oops. All right. Let's move along to our pasta dough. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you. We would love that. I would love that. All right, let's get some pasta dough together. We're using the same recipe we did with ravioli. It turned out really nice, so I'm happy with it. And I have a bunch of flour right now, so we'll just work with that. Okay. Meringues are looking good so far. We need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm just going to do this straight on our countertop here. One. 2. And a half. I'm going to make a little well here in the center. Just use my measuring cup. Big well, actually. We need 4 eggs for this recipe, some salt, and 2 teaspoons of olive oil. All right, 4 eggs cracked right in the center. Eggs. Oops. Don't want that to get in there. Like a teaspoon of salt. I just eyeball it. I probably do a little more salt than what's normal, but I like my pasta to have a lot of flavor. And 2 teaspoons of olive oil, which I'm also just gonna eyeball. Get a little fork action in here. And get my bench knife. So I'm just gonna kind of whisk these eggs up first. Get this mixture out of the way. Then we're just gonna slowly get our flour in. Trying not to let the eggs fall out of our little hills on the side, but for some reason I always have some spillage, but it's not a big deal. You just scrape it back in and you're good to go. Thanks, Allie. Did you see it on our ravioli stream? We made some same pasta dough. I'm gonna do a different shape today though. I'm gonna do like wide pappardelle type noodles. I think I like those a lot. And I can't ever find anywhere to buy them, so might as well make them. Sorry, no. Oh, Michael. All right, so once our egg is looking like it's not gonna run all over our table, we can get in here with our hands or bench knife. I'll probably start with bench knife just so I don't get so messy. But that is looking good. Well, thank you, thank you. So we're just keep combining our flour in here, and then it will turn to a dough pretty quickly, and we will knead it. And then it'll rest, and then it'll be ready for us. All right, coming together. Time to get dirty. All right, so this is a little more wet than it normally is, which could just mean like our eggs were bigger or there's more moisture in the air, anything really. So I'm just gonna get a little more flour so it doesn't stick everywhere. Just a tiny bit. Because it'll stop sticking to the table and then we can just knead it nicely. All right. So this is what we're starting with. Nice dough. And there's not really a ton of elasticity in here. Like my fingerprints are kind of staying in the dough and not bouncing back really quickly. So we're gonna knead it until we develop some gluten and the elasticity will develop as well, and then we'll have a pasta that holds together nicely. And it'll be delicious. This doesn't take terribly long. Pavlovas are looking good. They're gonna be like a dry, crispy, a little bit of chewy center, possibly. Tony, hello, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, 3 to 5 minutes seems about right. I usually go definitely like off time, but go for texture as well for sure. Let's see where we're at. So now our dough is looking much smoother, much more smooth. I don't know if that's a word. And let's see what fingerprints bouncing back. Not completely, so you want to keep going. So if y'all are just starting to watch, we have our pavlovas, our peppermint pavlovas in the oven. They're gonna need about 45 more minutes. And we're making pasta dough for our carbonara. And we're just kneading it. We're almost there. All right. Oh yeah, we're bouncing right back. Yes, I am from the States. I don't know. I hear of different ways. Sometimes people say I have a Southern accent and sometimes not. I don't know. well, hello from the UK. Awesome. I think you're my first UK viewer. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bounce back, bounce back, bounce back. Looking good. So I'm happy with this. We're just gonna plastic wrap it and let it rest in the fridge for about 30 minutes. That way all the gluten can relax a little bit and rest, and it'll be ready for us in 30. All right, let's clean this up a bit. Oh, 1 a.m. Oh my goodness. Okay. I would have been long asleep. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for the follow. We'll see you soon on an earlier stream then. Okay. Get all that pasta off my hands. Wipe down. Okay, so next I think we're gonna make the chocolate mousse. Do I want to make the chocolate mousse? I think so. Chocolate mousse. Oh, I got pasta in my ring. All right, so for our chocolate mousse, we are going to be using yolks and whites separate times and a melted chocolate, obviously. So let's go ahead and weigh out some chocolate so we can get that melting. Let me get a bowl. We want to make sure there is absolutely no water in anything that deals with chocolate because it'll make it seize up and you can't bring it back after that. It's kind of just a waste or a snack with a weird texture, but yeah, you can't do anything with it once it seizes. Just gonna make sure we dry this really well. And we need 7 ounces of at least 70% chocolate, which I got got 70% today. All right, super, super, super dry. Get my scale out. Sucker. There we go, that's a good spot for it. All right, ounces. Chop some chocolate off of here.
Desperately alone.
Hey buddy, you can definitely not have this. No chocolate for you. Don't call me out like that. I had to make sure it was good. And I know it's over 7 ounces. That's all we need. It is very good, by the way. And there's enough for snacks for later. Yep, scientific purposes. Had to be tested. Exactly 7 ounces. And we're gonna get 6 tablespoons of butter in here as well. And we're gonna melt this over our double boiler. Being super careful that it is low enough, there's no steam coming over the bowl, because that will also introduce water to the chocolate and it'll seize. We do not want that at all. All right, so we're just at a simmer. Got that over our double boiler. I'm gonna let that be for a minute. The rest of this recipe, we need 6 eggs, and we're gonna separate them, yolks and whites. I don't have anything for you right now, Capes. I want to be super careful not to break these yolks and the whites, because if our whites are dirty or have yolk in them, they won't whip up properly. So we're going to try to be super gentle. looking at, Capes? Ah. All right. Broke a yolk, so I just wash my hands so I don't make the whites any dirtier. I don't think I got any in the whites though, so I think we're good. Caper distracted me. Okay, I'm gonna wash up. Gonna go ahead and give our chocolate a stir. It's starting to melt. I don't want it to burn at all. If it burns, it'll have almost the same consistency as if it was seized with water. So it's also no good if it burns. Looking good. Almost there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take our whites and whip them with some sugar, and take some yolks and whip them with some sugar until the yolks are super fluffy and pale and the whites are stiff peaks. And then we're gonna fold them together with the chocolate. So I'm gonna do the yolks with the hand mixer in a bowl, just so I don't have to keep cleaning my KitchenAid bowl. We'll do that first because they will hold a little easier. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off on the chocolate and let it finish its melting just over the residual heat, because it's almost there. And we don't want it super, super hot when we fold it into our eggs either. How in the world is this cord so tangled? Got it. All good. Get our yolks into a bowl, and we want to do a big enough bowl that all of our mousse will fit in, so we can mix everything into here. Yolks in. And we're doing this with some of our sugar, but you want to make sure you're ready to mix when you introduce your sugar to your yolks, because it'll start to like cook or cure them, which you don't want unless you're yeah, this was not. Quarter cup sugar. It did almost take off on you, but that's okay. Yeah, you don't want to cook your yolks with your sugar because you'll get a weird texture that we're not looking for. Cured egg yolks are delicious, but not what we're doing right now. So just make sure you put your sugar in when you're ready to start mixing. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a pinch of salt in this. And I'm gonna whip this up. We're just looking for light color and a light color and them to be like light and fluffy. This doesn't take long at all. You can see they're already kind of getting lighter, the yolks. Not done. I just want to take my chocolate off of the heat. So it is pretty much melted and we don't need for it to burn while I'm not paying attention. Getting nice and light. All right, these are very close. You can see they're getting super, super, super light, almost white, like a super pale yellow. And they're fluffy. All right, I'm happy with that. Looks good. We can get this hand mixer out of here. We'll switch to the big mixer for our egg whites. Just, I don't know, just because they're a little more temperamental, I think. So I like to do them with the big mixer. Okay. Switch sides. Chocolate is totally melted now and combined with the butter. Good with that. Get our bowl. Egg whites. The bowl you're whipping egg whites in need to be very, very dry and very, very clean also. Otherwise, it'll get messed up. Won't whip correctly. Okay. Egg whites in here, and we're doing 3 tablespoons of sugar with the whites, but we're going to gradually put that in so it doesn't deflate our whites right off the bat. So we're gonna do, oh, where's my, I need this, I need the whisk to whisk. So we're gonna start it up. Once it starts to get frothy a little bit, I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of sugar in. And then a couple minutes later, I'm gonna do another tablespoon and we'll finish with our 3rd. All right, we're getting some bubbles, so I'm just gonna slowly put our 1st tablespoon of sugar in. And slowly put our 2nd one in. And ready for our 3rd. Allie, thank you for the bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we're looking for stiff peaks. We are almost there. All right, let's see how we're looking. Looks pretty stiff to me. Looks good. Bits and a heart. How sweet, thank you. Done with that guy. Let's get our mixer out of the way. We are done with it. Whoa. Whoops. Okay. So now we are going to fold the chocolate into the yolks and then fold the yolk and chocolate mixture. Well, fold the whites into the yolk and chocolate mixture. And we want to make sure we're folding so that we're not taking all that air out that we worked so hard to get into it. Start with half here. We're just folding. So you kind of put your spatula straight down the middle and then incorporate the sides into it. Add the rest of the chocolate here. Make sure we get all the goods in there. Ah. Got chocolate all over me. All right, so once we get all the streaks out, we're gonna add our whites. So you can tell they're still like pretty fluffy. We haven't lost a lot of that air that we incorporated into the yolks, so that's good. That's what we're looking for. All right, that is good enough for me. Now we're gonna do this in like 3 batches. The whites, maybe 4, we'll see. And we're just gonna get this one kind of mixed in. Not super concerned with the folding, just because it's easier to do the rest of the whites once it's lightened up a bit. I'm still not being super rough, but just starting her up. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of a bigger scoop with our whites. And we'll do this in 3 batches. And now we're going back to the folding. Pavlovas are still looking good. Got about 15 minutes left on them. All right, let's put our last little batch in. We're almost there. Make sure we're getting everything off the sides and the bottom. All right. Those streaks, I think all of our whites are incorporated. A few more here. Now we are gonna put this in the fridge covered with plastic wrap, touching the mousse so it doesn't form a skin or anything. And we're gonna let it sit for a little bit, it'll firm up a bit more and the chocolate gets completely cooled again. Oh, making a mess. And we'll be good to go. Okay, plastic wrap. Okay. Alrighty, let's get our carbonara going. This recipe is so simple. Super. I say super too much, I think. Very simple. And it takes no time. Okay, let's get our garlic chopped. Two big cloves. Oh. Actually, one clove, because that one's huge. We'll just do one clove of garlic. Excuse me, sir. I'm just gonna do thin slices of this garlic. I'm not gonna chop it up. So we'll saute it in with the pancetta. It'll be pretty in our pasta. Caper is back. So for carbonara, we put 2 eggs. Sorry, that was probably loud. Putting 2 eggs in here with a cup of Parmesan. And this is just gonna get cooked at the very end when we put our hot pasta in with our sauce, or like everything that's going in. So it makes this really nice creamy sauce, but you don't actually make a sauce. So I always get Parmesan in the block, or like any cheeses that I'm melting. But we have, at our grocery store, they have like fresh grated, so it's basically the same thing, and it was on sale. But you don't want to get the pre-grated stuff because there's a chemical, an anti-caking chemical in it that'll keep it from getting smooth and melted down nicely. Avoid that. Just grate it yourself or get the freshly grated stuff. So we need about a cup. This is about a cup and a half. Cool. And let's get some black pepper in there also. I should use freshly grated, but ground or whatever. But this is all I have. Good amount of black pepper. Mix this up. So this will go into our pasta right at the end. Okay, I'm gonna get a pan heating so we can cook our pancetta. Oh shoot, I do need the mixer. Whoops. I'll bring it back. I forgot about our pasta dough I need to roll out. We can do that now. Let's roll our pasta and cut it. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start on our largest setting at 1. Get a little flour on standby. I'm just gonna do half of this dough because there's only 2 of us. We probably won't even need that much. And this can go straight in the freezer, and we will use it very soon, I'm sure. All right, so I'm definitely going to flour this well because it is a bit sticky. We don't want it sticking in our machine, that would be terrible. So I do each setting twice when I roll it. All right. So biggest settings to start off. Nice. I'm gonna fold our little skinny ends back in. And go again. Right. A little more flour. We're gonna go a little smaller, number 2. Go back through again, same setting. Number 3, even thinner. Okay, one more, number 4. Let's go 5, even thinner. Our dough's not sticky at all, but I would add flour if it were to get sticky, so it doesn't stick to our machine. I think this is thin enough, so we'll just, actually no, we'll go to 6. It's getting so long. We'll do 6 one more time to make sure we are good to go. It is starting to stick, so actually let me put some flour on this before we continue. Oh my goodness. It's okay. Got a little stickage. That is okay. Don't need this much dough anyways. Oh my goodness, what have I done? I should have cut this down a while ago and not gone so long. But it's okay. We'll just cut it now and we'll finish our batches. Okay. This one is good to go. Nicely floured. This one is a mess, but it's okay. Just start over. This one might not be salvageable. Yes, it is. Okay. Timer's going off for the pavlovas. So I'm going to turn the oven off, but leave them in there for another 15 to 30 minutes. So I'm just refolding this and we're going to go back a notch. Oh, I had some water on the counter. That's what happened. Whoops. It's okay. We will save this dough. We're saving it. It's all good. Good as new. Now let's get this thing out of the way. For real, for real. Okay, so we're gonna lay this out. Oh my goodness. Still have water on here. We're going to flour the entire thing, and then we will roll it and cut it. So make sure your counter is dry, people. Very important. All right. So we're going to take this and just kind of like fold roll it up. Nothing crazy. And this is how we're going to cut our pasta. So I'm doing thick pasta tonight, kind of like a right between pappardelle and fettuccine. Not too thick, not too thin. Okay. Pasta. Let's get our second batch. Do some extra flour on this one as well. And all this extra flour will come off in the pasta water, so don't have to worry about that. We will roll this one up as well. Before I cut that, I'm going to go ahead and throw this pancetta, which is already sliced or already diced because I couldn't find the other stuff in the store today. That's okay. In our saute pan, get it going. A little bit of olive oil. So we want to saute this and render the fat and get it nice and crispy. Oh, what's he giving? I tend to make pretty big messes too. Burger sounds good though. What are you doing? What are you doing, mister? Okay, now I will toss this with some more flour. Make sure none of it sticks together. And you can use semolina for this as well. Okay. All right, so we want to make sure we get our sauce 100% done before we cook our pasta, because the pasta has to be really hot in order to cook the egg. And fresh pasta doesn't take nearly as long as dry pasta to cook, probably like 3-4 minutes. Caper's back. Caper just scared me. I tripped over him. Sorry, buddy. All right, so let's go back over here. Our pancetta is almost done. Getting nice and crispy. Go ahead and throw our sliced garlic clove in. And we don't want that to burn, so make sure we're stirring it and our pan is not too hot. Check on our pavlovas. Looking good. Okay, so this is almost done. We're going to go ahead and put our pasta in. Boiling salted water. Make sure we're stirring it so it doesn't stick together. Once the water comes back up to a boil, it should only take a minute. And we're going to put it right into this pan with the pancetta and garlic. Cut the heat down a little bit. Have our eggs and Parmesan on standby. pasta is ready. Just gonna go straight from the pot to the pan. Long noodles. I almost got them all at one go. Okay. So we're going to toss this in really quickly. And now we're going to throw our egg and Parmesan in, mixture with the pepper. And we're gonna have a ladle on standby because we're probably gonna need a little bit of our pasta liquid. I'm actually gonna put a little in right now. All right, so we wanna make sure we're ready to stir when we put all the egg, Parmesan in, because we don't want it to scramble. Heat is off. All right, so this looks good. It's a little tight, so we're gonna throw some more pasta water in. About 2 ladles. Okay, switch to the tongs. All right. This is looking really good and done. You can tell our Parmesan is melted in there, which means the egg is cooked. It is just kind of made itself into a nice sauce. Coat all our pasta. Come back over here. Just gonna clean up really quick. Archangel, hello, welcome. Just finishing up our carbonara with our fresh pasta. I'm gonna get a little bit of fresh parsley tossed in there before we plate up. Just to add a little greenery, a tiny bit of flavor, freshness. Just a quick chop on this. Right in. All right, so it's tightened up a little more, you can see, and that's why we save our pasta water. I'm gonna throw another ladle in there. We'll incorporate that. Awesome. This is perfect. Oh, it smells so good. It's probably why Caper's here. Get some bowls. So our pasta is very long, so it might be easy to do this little twirly thing we do, but I'm not very good at it, to be honest. We just want a nice pretty mound of pasta here. Thank you. I think it's looking pretty good too. twirling jazz. So, did you possibly add a G to cooking? A lot of people are having that problem. He is lucky, not just for the cooking. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm gonna try some of this. That is some good stuff. And this is super easy. Y'all saw I didn't even have to make like a sauce. It made its own sauce. And we have this creamy pancetta, fresh pasta, with our egg and Parmesan in there. Super cheesy and delicious. Let's check out our pavlovas. They are looking good. So these, no, he doesn't get to lick the pan. He'll get some snacks later. So these are nice and firm and ready to go. Oh, they need to cool though, so I won't be able to finish them on stream tonight, but I will definitely post a picture on the Insta and Twitter. Let me grab the chocolate mousse out. See how that firmed up. Definitely give this a try. Well, you gotta give it another try. Maybe it will. So this has definitely firmed up. You can see we have awesome chocolate mousse. Oh yeah. That is good. That is very good. You can't have any of that. So, yes, there's gonna be super crispy once they're totally cooled. They just need like probably 30 minutes to cool. So I'm gonna post, but I'm gonna fill them with the chocolate mousse, and then I'm gonna take our candy canes and crumble them up on top. And I'm definitely gonna post a picture of that once they are totally done. I don't wanna put the mousse in hot, then it'll get soggy, and it would just be bad news. It wouldn't be awesome. We want it to be awesome, awesome. Okay, everybody. So that is all I have today. I'll post this finished product once everything is cool. Thank you for the follow, Archangel. Thank you, thank you. I think we're close to our goal. What do we have, 8 left? Awesome. We can do that for sure. Let me see who we can raid tonight. Oh my goodness. Let's go check out Let's Cook Everything. You guys, this is my friend Evan over here at Let's Cook Everything. He is good people. Thank you, Daydreamer. Thank you, thank you. He's doing tips and tricks tonight. There goes Caper, drinking all his water. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. We'll get our Twitter fixed. Get that link fixed for you. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the follows. We will see you soon. Adios.